After Jesus had revealed himself to his disciples and eaten breakfast with them, he said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" Simon Peter answered him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my lambs." He then said to Simon Peter a second time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Simon Peter answered him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Tend my sheep." He said to him the third time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was distressed that he had said to him a third time, "Do you love me?" And he said to him, "Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my sheep. Amen, amen, I say to you, when you were younger, you used to dress yourself and go where you wanted. But when you grow old, you will stretch out your hands, and someone else will dress you and lead you where you do not want to go." He said this, signifying by what kind of death he would glorify God. And when he had said this, he said to him, "Follow me." The Gospel of the Lord. This fragment of St. John's Gospel is so important in a way, for us priests, it becomes a kind of Magna Carta, which we should always meditate on, although it refers to the figure of the Pope, of course, because he's Peter, therefore the Pope as Vicar of Christ and successor of Peter, but it is valid for everyone. It is also valid for catechists, evangelizers, including fathers, mothers who want to transmit the faith to their children. The bottom line is the triple refusal of Peter there in the house of the high priest, and the triple question about the love that the Lord is asking Peter, but now after the resurrection. That is the background, but the details are very important. First, Christ is going to ask Peter 3 times if he loves him, but he will not use the same verb. The first 2 times, he uses the verb to love. That verb in the Aramaic, in which it was pronounced in the Greek translation in which the Gospel of John is written, that verb means a pure love, an unconditional love, a perfect love. Jesus is asking Peter, "Do you love me in that perfect way?" Peter doesn't answer with the same verb. He doesn't say, "Yes, Lord." Perhaps before that Holy Thursday night, he would have answered with a certain arrogance, saying that he loves him. He had told him, "My life I will lay down for you. Even if everyone betrays you, I will not. My life I will lay down for you." Jesus answers him, "Are you sure? Tonight you will deny me 3 times. Now, he no longer has arrogance. He is no longer proud. Now he is aware of his littleness, of his weakness, of what St. Paul will say, "I carry this treasure in an earthly vessel." He wants to love the Lord. He wants to love him. I believe that this is the great lesson for us pastors, including catechists or anyone who wants to transmit the faith. Do I love Jesus? This is a big question. Do I love Jesus? Do I really love him? Honestly, when I ask myself that question, I answer yes and no, yes and no. Yes, I want to love him, and no, I don't love him enough. However, if we don't want to love him, if he is not the most important person for me, for us, what are we doing here? What does a priest who doesn't want to love Jesus do? A catechist who doesn't want to love Jesus? How are you going to transmit something that you don't have? You are, St. Paul will say it when he speaks of charity, you are a bell that rings and a cymbal that tinkles. You are hollow, you are empty, and it shows. It shows that you don't live, that you are nothing because you have nothing. It is not that you are a sinner who wants to be a saint, someone who is aware of his limitations and suffers for them and struggles, but you are someone who perhaps this was in your first youth, when you were in the seminary, when you were ordained. Perhaps, I'm not sure either, but maybe then, what have you done with your first love? What has become of that promise of ordination? What you felt after the spiritual exercises? Have you become empty? And you are surprised that your pastoral activity is not successful. But if no one can give what he doesn't have, if you have a love of 100, maybe you will spread a love of 80. If you have a love of 80, of 60, but if your love is 10 or 0, what are you going to spread? If you want to be holy, surely those who depend on you will be good. If you want to be good, they will be mediocre. And if you want to be mediocre, they will be bad. I don't tell you how they will be if you don't even aspire to that mediocrity. The Lord asks me, do you love me? He also asks me if I love him, but he already knows me. I think he would not ask me that question, but he asks me, do you like me? I answer him, you know everything. You know that I love you. We have to love Jesus. Jesus is everything for us. Jesus is everything in the church. The church has no meaning without Jesus Christ. We have no other important mission than to love and make Jesus and help others, lead others to love Jesus. Then we are what we are. We're fragile sinners, limited in all senses, limited in our oratory, intellectual, physical qualities, but that in our heart there is the burning desire, the fire to love who is God. Maybe there be in our heart that desire to love him to the fullest, even if we know how little we give him, and to make him be loved to the fullest, even if others like us are not able to do it as they should. Amen.